Welcome everybody, this is Commander Ramsey with another video on a German battleship. Got quite a few views on the Bismarck video I just recently posted, so I thought I would do a follow-up and do the Scharnhorst. Pulled her out of my mothball fleet, have not played her in a long time. And the commander build and ship build is at the end of the video. But I wanted to showcase this game. It's not a long game, but wanted to showcase the diversity of the Scharnhorst, having its multiple weaponry systems. Now the main battery on the Scharnhorst is smaller, coming in at less than 300 millimeter. I think it's 280, 283, something like that. Which means it doesn't have a lot of penetrating power when you get up ships of tier 8, tier 9, which often I find myself in battle in tier 8 and tier 9s quite often. In that case, I play her like a cruiser and primarily just use HE, and she works pretty good using that technique, and start a lot of fires and get damage that way. And using the spotter plane, which I equip her with, in this game I don't have to use the spotter. Strangely enough, this is like the games of old where you did a lot of mid-range to short-range battles, intense, and that's what this game is, so I think you'll enjoy it. Even though it's a tier 7 matchup, tier 6, tier 7, it is quite fun. And oftentimes I find myself occasionally playing the load of mid-tiers like this. They can actually be a little more entertaining than the tier 9, 10, and 11, which tend to be more of a sit back behind islands and camping type of game, which is quite boring. I mean, you get to test your shooting skills, but anyway, I digress. Alright, we move into the cap zone here, cap zone C. And already I've got a destroyer trying to come in. I set my secondaries on him, which they won't start firing till you get about 9.2 kilometers, somewhere around there. He starts to smoke up, and so I try to think, okay, well, train my guns back on the Gnazenau, which she has bigger guns than the Scharnhorst, so I have to be careful there to try to keep my bow pointed in or at an angle. I switch over to HE here because I know I won't be doing any reasonable penetration with the AP shells on this ship. The one weakness of the Scharnhorst, she does not have hydro, so you've got to be very careful. I believe I got the Vigilance skill on my commander. You'll see that at the end of the video, which does help some. More so if you're moving. If you're sitting still, it doesn't really help you too much. Start to slow down a little bit here, thinking, okay, this Gnazenau is moving in quickly, and the destroyers not going away, so I don't want to get in too close and be subject to their torpedoes. Set my secondaries on the destroyer, starting to get some hits on him. He ran out of his smoke. Why, I don't know, but I'm going to try to take advantage of that. He should have stayed in the smoke. Anyway, I get some good hits on him there. Got a fire started on him. Got one started on me. I do have my signal flag set as well as my build to try to minimize fire damage. You can see the count is fairly low, only about 30 seconds there, ticking down. Alright, I realize here that he's really moving in, so I start to try to come to a stop. The good thing is I missed those torpedoes, but then all of a sudden I realize I've been pinged by a submarine, so it's going to get tight here. Now I do use the depth charge airstrike feature and I do get a couple hits, I believe, on the submarine here. I'm still not that good at the depth charge airstrike. But I'm trying. Got another fire started. Got a couple hits on the submarine. I know the Gneisenau also has torpedoes, which I believe those are his 3 right there. He got a hit on me. I've got 2 fires now on me, so I'm not looking too good at this point. So I'm trying to back up, prevent him from ramming me. Keeping my bow pointed in as best I can. Trying to hit the superstructure with HE shells. And here I've decided, hey, I'm going to launch my torpedoes at him. He's getting in way too close. He launched his other 3. But I catch him off guard and get 2 of the 3, which is enough to finish him off. And I sound my horn of victory there. And here's the submarine popping up temporarily. He launched his torpedoes. I'm getting some hits on him. Main battery. Fortunately, I was able to thread the difference between those torpedoes. The submarine goes down due to friendlies helping me out. Here I get a good shot on the destroyer. Finally take him out. Sound the horn of victory. Alright, my health has deteriorated substantially, but I survived the battle thanks to help from my teammates. Get the submarine a hearty shout out. And now we've got a York cruiser trying to sneak in and cap the sea. But he's being overly risky because it's 4 against 1 at this point, and anytime you get odds even close to that, push into the cap zone. Don't sit back behind an island being too timid. When you got the numerical advantage like this, it's a no-brainer. I've got about 50 seconds before I can put in my heel. The welders are out doing their repair jobs currently on the ship, so we're trying to you notice I use Mod Station, which is quite helpful. It's the only mod that's approved by Wargaming, and it's quite helpful. You notice down the left hand screen you can see the capable repair. It's showing shadowed in gray and the calculation off to the right, so I can make a good repair there once the repair comes up in about 10 seconds. That optimizes your heals and makes you keeps you in the battle longer. So open up my HE shells on the cruiser. I think he's not at a steep enough angle yet to launch his torpedoes, so I don't see the risk. I probably came in here a little too fast, so you can see I get over here to the shore. My secondaries, of course, will stop firing. So I was able to get some more main battery hits in on him. Again, trying to keep it above the water line because I'd probably get some ricochets. So I'm trying to hit him in the soft superstructure area. My secondaries are getting some hits on me, but I've gotten too close to the island, so now my guns have gone quiet. My friendly here in the cachalot takes him out, and I give him a shout out for a good job. That's always helpful when you give positive remarks to your teammates. May help your karma score, but I do it because it improves the overall battle. Here I get some shots on the fuso, trying to pull away. Got to back up and get through the canal here. Already my score's up to about 66,000, give or take. We're about halfway through the battle, so as I thought so. We've got a good lead here. The enemy is deteriorating quickly. We've got the ship advantage. Early though, all 3 cap zones were turning red, so the game has turned fairly quickly. Here I kind of overestimated, thinking the Fuso was going straight ahead, but he was actually making a hard left turn, which my shells overshot him. So now I'm trying to get through here. I see the Helena off to the right. She's equipped with a lot of guns, so that's going to put my my cruiser here at a disadvantage. So I'm trying to get through the canal here as quick as I can. See, you get quite a few ricochets even with HE because of the smaller gun caliber. But the Scharnhorst is fairly quick, and you can get traverse an area pretty quickly. There I get a couple shots on the Fuso, trying to get some secondary shots on the Helena before she disappears behind the island. The Helena, as you can see in your right hand side, does not have torpedoes. So, you know, when you're facing a cruiser and you're in a battleship and the cruiser does not have torpedoes, push. You can push ahead fairly quickly, try to take the advantage. And particularly in a ship with good secondary guns, start opening up on the Helena here, start putting her in a world of hurt, getting a lot of good secondary hits, some of them with the 150mm guns. Here the Fuso's moving in quickly, so I get a chance to use more torpedoes yet again in the same battle. This is very unusual in today's meta or culture of the battle, battle tactics, if you will. Get a close quarters and a Confederate, and that ends the battle. That was so quick, so I only end up with about 90,000 points, simply because the enemy team melted away so quickly. Now I'm going to show you the ship build and the commander build after I show you the results of the battle. You can see I destroyed 4 ships. I got a Confederate, and of course close quarters expert with the secondaries. 162. That's quite good for a 10 or 11 minute battle. Did assist in a capture, which is unusual for a battleship. Did get top score, a little over 2100 XP, which is great for tier 7. And you'll see how that helps on my commander skill build up for XP, commander XP. Gave a shout out to the sub player there for doing a good job. Normally I pick out an enemy player there to give kudos to, but they just didn't do too well in that battle, so I didn't give any. There's the results on the Fuso. Now. So I ended up destroying 2 battleships with the final hits of torpedoes, which is like the days of old. You know, it was a lot of fun. So I'll take out a cruiser and a destroyer as well. 162 hits, 28,000 damage with secondaries. You won't get that good of damage in a higher tier 8, tier 9 battle, because you'll get a lot of shell bounces and ricochets on the secondary side. But nonetheless, here on my credit results, XP, down the right hand corner, look at that, almost 36,000 commander XP in that game. And that's due to the good XP, base XP, plus my bonus, economic bonuses, which I'll show you here in just a minute. You notice I've got special commander, unique commander, Lutjens, Gunther. Got him at 21 skill points. I move him around. There's the ship build, no real surprises there. Damage control mod, secondary mod 1, and of course your damage control system, and the main armaments mod 1. Here I always use the India Yankee and Juliet Yankee, that helps. And of course your Mike Yankee on the secondaries. Speed, and of course India Delta, and that India X-ray helps with the fire. I use the spotter plane typically with the Scharnhorst, particularly in Tier 8, Tier 9 games, because you don't want to get too close, you'll get burned alive. There's your secondaries out to 9.5 kilometers, which is great for your 150 and 105s. There's your economic bonuses. Use the blue one there for the Commander XP. Here's the Commander build. Notice there on the preventative maintenance, Lutjens provides an extra benefit to preventative maintenance, as well as also greasing the gears. Those guns move around quite quickly. There's your secondary build for the ship, long range, as well as manual secondary. Also the basics of survivability, concealment, and fire prevention, which I'm still kind of mixed about that skill. Sometimes it just doesn't provide the benefit that I would think it would.